Hello, Claire from The Confidence Habit here with our top 5 tips for parents of new Year 11 students. We are obviously biologists by trade, but these tips apply to all subjects at GCSE level. The first thing to say is that Year 11 can go past quite quickly. It starts and it's September and everything's very new, and then before you know it, it's the run into mocks and then going through mocks, and then it's the run into the main exams. There will be plenty of new topics to learn, but it's really worth consolidating the ones they've already done. Particularly, many schools now do a 3-year GCSE course, so they might have done Year 9 and Year 10 GCSE work. So the first tip is to start now. It doesn't have to be much, there'll be lots going on. All the normal homeworks and sports and any other extracurriculars that they do, but they can start now in a really small way. Check back through last year's work, find if there's any topics they don't understand, look it up in a revision guide, watch one of our posts, ask a teacher, go to a revision clinic at school if they take place. So start now, don't leave it all to shortly before the mocks. That's the first tip. Tip 2 is linked to that. It might really be tip 1.5, but that is to build it up. So if you start small now and it's just a few minutes here and there, then maybe in October half term, there's a bit more consolidation going on, some revision, you come to one of our revision sessions online, you do some exam questions and you gradually build it up, or your child gradually builds it up, leading to the mocks, whether they're in November, which some schools do, December, some do January. So the timetable will be different, but the principle remains the same. Tip number 3 is using exam questions. Now this one's quite interesting because at this stage there will be lots of exam questions that don't work. It might have a topic that they've completed, but the last part of the question requires a topic they haven't even started yet. It's definitely not time to do whole exam papers, but teachers will be providing them with exam questions to do, and there are plenty of packs per subject, per topic even, available online. But when they use an exam question, it's really important to learn from the mark scheme. So not just, oh, I got 7 out of 10 or 9 out of 12, but why? What could you change? What is different? And look for the patterns. There'll be words in the mark scheme that say do not allow. So that means they're going to mark it wrong if it's in your answer. So look out for the do not allow and learn not to use them. Similarly, if it says ignore, it's not going to get you any marks. So don't use those. So that is the next tip. Tip number 4 is flashcards. I'm a great believer in the power of a flashcard. I'm also a great believer that beautiful multicoloured, coloured in with all the special writing flashcards are a huge waste of time. Make some flashcards that look like this. These are fairly rubbish looking flashcards, and I'm allowed to say that because they used to belong to my son and I borrowed them after he'd finished with them. They're not pretty, they don't have pretty colours, but in doing these flashcards when he was doing his A-levels, I learnt most of the vocabulary for an A-level I don't have myself. And so if you are doing a GCSE, you can learn all the vocabulary because you're actually going to the lessons. And it's really helpful if a parent or carer can do the flashcards with their children. If I'm checking a flashcard myself, I'm going to look at it and I'll go, yeah, I know that. And I'll turn it over and I'll think, oh yeah, I do know that. You might, or you might just feel familiar when you look at it. So if someone else tests you, it's a little bit harder. And it only needs to be a little bit harder. Clearly having your parent test you is not scary like an exam, but it's just scary enough to make it worthwhile doing. And you can keep a note of the cards you get wrong and do those again more often. 5th and final tip is always ask for help. Ask your teacher, look at a revision guide, watch a video on YouTube, follow us on TikTok where we post 2 or 3 times a day, lots and lots of exam tips to really help. If you want more help from us, then we will be releasing our waiting lists for this year's group revision sessions and one-on-one tutoring if anyone wants those. So watch out for those links as well.